I'd like to begin with a story. This is true. Mrs. Hayashi lived in the States for 5 years. She lived in the Detroit area where her husband was involved with the automobile industry. And she was involved in Bible study, ladies' Bible study there for 5 years with people like yourselves. And at the end of 5 years, they were coming back to Japan. She hadn't become a Christian and was a bit antagonistic, to be honest, but she felt that the ladies that she had met at this Bible study had become good friends. And when she went to say goodbye and give gifts and so on, the lady said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You haven't become a Christian. This may be the last time now that you will have an opportunity to hear the gospel." And Mrs. Hayashi was very upset at that because she felt that this lady was her friend. And then she felt, well, all she wanted was for me to become a Christian. And that was all she really wanted in my friendship. And so she came back to Japan. Well, as the Lord would have it, she moved in our neighborhood, and the Bible study was run by, or at least a lady from our mission in our home office, which happened to be in the area where this Bible study took place, called us and let us know about her. And so we got to know her. And she started coming to our ladies' Bible classes and was very antagonistic, to be quite frank. She would say a lot of kind of angry things in the ladies' Bible class and so on. But then she came down with cancer, very, very serious cancer. And so she she lost most of her, she lost her stomach, a lot of her intestines and so on, very serious. They thought she was going to die, but she didn't. And after that surgery, she called the lady in the Detroit area, and on the phone with this lady, made a decision for Christ. And but she's never been baptized because her husband told her that if she becomes a Christian, he'll divorce her. And the reason I shared that story is two reasons. One is we often do not know what the background of the people we're dealing with is, nor do we understand the pressures that they are under. Would you become a Christian if your husband said he would divorce you? And secondly, we don't often understand a lot of the misconceptions that people have about Christianity and our faith. And so the book of Psalms says that salvation is of the Lord. Salvation is not of us. We are his instruments, but salvation is of the Lord. And salvation, we see, the Japanese culture is process-oriented. Our culture is result-oriented. We want to get to the results. And we're not worried about the process as much. But the Japanese, like the tea ceremony, you go through an hour or 2 hours, whatever tea ceremony it is that you go through, and then when you drink the tea at the end of the ceremony, it's over. The beauty of the tea ceremony is the process of going through that. Well, salvation is very much a process. And I heard on the radio Josh McDowell say that there are many ways to Christ, but Christ is the only way to God. And I thought, that really sums up a lot of what I've learned about evangelism in Japan, and that is that people come to Christ in all kinds of ways, and all kinds of different methodologies work. It isn't one methodology that's going to work above another. Would you imagine a man coming to Christ by reading Luther's Freedom of the Will? Well, there's a Japanese man who came to Christ through reading a very theological